It's just morning for you. Man, I'm usually getting ready to go hang out with my puppy. What up, Soft G? We good. I can't think about nothing but a musical note when I see Soft G. Anyway, I will read a little bit more, and at least 4 minutes more. Things started picking up in the spiritual world when I came back home the second time. People began to ask me for services at that time. I was about 45 years old. My father was a medicine man. Does that sound familiar? Remember I shared with you about my Uncle Bud, and I was raised in his house, and he's a medicine man. I came from a family of spiritual people. Me too. So I'm saying, we have the same life, the same faith, same. Just his people sit somewhere else around that fire. That's all. Motto El Chico Lucador. The kind of thought. I come from a spiritual. Well, he should have inherited something. Maybe he knows some of the things that his father knew. And so they started coming. At first, I would kind of refrain from getting deeply involved in their situation. Mostly I would give the advice like consultant. I would consult with them. It grew from there until it really mushroomed. The basic fundamentals of healing are the things you must ask yourself. How do you teach image? How do you teach value? How do you get across to a person in the process of being healed that you must be in complete communion with yourself? Mind, body, and soul. And in communion with the world. It is a very key concept of healing that you can't be helped if you got a bunch of chips on your shoulders or if you got the wrong attitude, wrong emotions. Those are a hindrance to the healing arts. That will block you from getting help. People come and I must counsel them on what they have to straighten up in their life or what they have to do away with in their life in order to come through and be healed and be helped. Whether it is a court session or a marriage problem or an abuse of some kind. Akita. I got me Akita right here. That's my baby. He needs a wife too. I need to find where I can purchase me an Akita. But dang, I can't. In our culture and our ways, we can't have female animals, pets, or anything, because that's not our ways. We can only have males, and I go against that because I did, not on purpose. It just, I have to have a presence for my daughter that reflects me. So I got Diogi, and he's a red one, and he's got a black and white snout. He is cool. My mama helped me get that for my daughter for her birthday. The last gift that my mom got while she was alive, and I got Diogi for my daughter. But first he was my puppy for a while, like 2 weeks. I didn't tell her I was playing with him, and I finally took Diogi to baby. Now he's a male, and he reflects me though. So over there, he's a protector. He don't let no dudes around my baby, anything like that. He's just like me over there, the protector of that house for my little one. But normally, she did have Pepper once, but then her mom got her Buddy, which is another male. So, our culture's not supposed to do that. And I went against that for this reason only. But you also got to know this too. I'm forgiven. Because I've been through warfare and combat and battles and things and stuff. And Creator, that's just how it is. That's the law. And so at the Indian house, that's the law. I'm forgiven. But those others not. That's just what it means. You know, I've been spared. You know, I found favor in the war. Others didn't, you know. That's sad. And I would say, why me? Just like him. Crosland says, why? Where are you at? And here I am at his porch. Okay, let's keep on reading. Once they start listening, then the questions becomes, how? Oh, you got to go? Oh, I guess we better go then. There goes one of my moderators. Got to disappear. Oh, hang on. Almost done. Listening, then the question becomes, how do I implant an image in a person who doesn't have any good images of himself? How do I implant a value in this person that they don't understand at this time? How can I ever convince them to be in communion with their own self? And so the image of that person has of herself has to be the best image possible. That positive self-image can produce pride, a true pride, not a false pride. You have to have a rapport. If you don't have it, you have to get trust, confidence, all those things that go to make a rapport between you and your client. You never do anything unless you're confident of that. But you have to have a relation, a spiritual relation between the two of you. Then you begin to take out the things that shouldn't be in that person's mind and replace them with what is supposed to be there. Some people who don't fully understand how the medicine works looks at that with a negative attitude because they don't know spirituality. Those people can even come from the various ceremonial grounds we have. So every day you build somewhat of a confrontation to people who don't really know what they're doing. But then again, I don't entertain that. I disregard the confrontation. I cope with it and continue to depend on the strength and resources of the spirit world. Stand as one. Crosland Smith, Katua, medicine man for his people and the community, no longer here. And so that was just the intro. We didn't get to the spirit. So we'll do this another time. But I like this. This is too bad that SNY had to leave. So if you're sharing your live, okay, let's go ahead and open it up for questions. All right, Susie C. Ruzi, are you cool with that? Will you stick around? So we have Hawaii here on our TikTok live for all you podcast people who are showing up. And if you have any lawful questions, all right, you're good to go. Thanks, Susie C. Ruzi. What up, Soft G? And so go ahead and, hey, it's See Me So Fly. What's up? So you have a question, type it and I'll compare it with some consulting words and letters that make frequencies and vibration of truth. I'll probably shave tomorrow. There's nobody to impress out here. And like I said, we just got gifted Cash App some fuel money so we could at least go to the gym and maybe go to Waffle House. Gigi, or is it Gigi? Hey, are we ready, Susie A? Okay, Susie A. What indigenous land laws apply to Hawaii that you can share? I'm glad you said that. Okay, so you're going to have to look at the beginning of Hawaii. Now, they have a royalty. They have an heirship and a kingship. Just like us, just like me. There's royalty in this bloodline and lineage, just like Hawaii. They have a culture, they have a lineage, they have an authority, they have a creation story, and they have a treaty. They do. They have to, because all these countries try to come in there and take over the coal during the war. That's why we have to go to the post office to be mailed around, because you can't stop the mail, but you can't have war in a country that's bankrupt. So they try to say Hawaii was bankrupt, and that wasn't true. They was after the coal resources there, because the Navy ran on steam. They needed coal. So did China. So they was trying to do that because America was going to block them out. So now you look at international trade and law. Yes, international trade and law now. So now when you do that, you got to go to the people, the real people of the land. They know their law. If you're not of the people, you can't represent them because you're not of their law. Every people have a law. They probably have a name. They probably have a clan. They probably have ceremony. That's their law. That's supposed to be even in their corporation, because they formed a corporation. Indigenous people, they were given a template too. They illegally occupied us with the military presence. That is true. It's under the doctrines of discovery, because look what they did. There's 10 elements to the doctrine of discovery, but it's still international global protections that you still have. They're just not telling you about it. And so with these elements, they come in with the flag. You can see it. They come with the flag. There's all kinds of flags over there. I bet you. Probably Japan too. So they're coming here with their flag. They're trying to get land. They're trying to get a waterway. They're trying to establish a military. They're trying to establish forts and trade and trying to get the land from the indigenous by converting them to Christianity. And when they don't convert to Christianity, it's a just war. That's what's going on. It's a just war because there's indigenous people who still exercise Creator's law. Yes, all of that. Yes, it's all under international law. That's where you're at. You had to search it out all the way to, well, you're going to have to look at the Masons in the lodge over there because they made a dealing with the Queen after the King died. Do you really have to know all that stuff? The 6 slides you need more left. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to just hang out with Susie A. Susie Cruzy, do you see that? I don't know what that means. Crystal gift saying something. Maybe you can find out. Right. Okay, good. Alright, so once you do that, you can probably have access to the University of Hawaii and get to their law school. Okay, at least here, I'm an alumni. I can go over here and I can research that stuff. Where can I find the info you're referring so that I can read and draft and notice an affidavit? It's all on Westlaw. All this stuff that I'm sharing with you, they put all in written form, but you don't know where to find it. Thanks, Susie C. Roozy. So, the law school is where you find all this stuff, but I'm a consulting firm. I have a legal research team. I do all this, but I have a professional degree. You'll probably have to do whatever due diligence that you can do. And so, again, it's all in their own words too. It'll tell you what accurate law is. They're going to have a green, a yellow, and a red flag. It's also going to have citations in there that you can use, their own words, on how they do what they do to you. They all do it. It's all corporations though. They're treating y'all like you're a corporation, that you don't have rights because you're under policy of the United States of America who adopted Hawaii into the 50 states. Right? They've done the same thing to us in Indian country. Flooded in with other people to make you the minority. Where can I find the info you're referring so that I can write and draft notices and affidavits? Okay, you have to do your stuff as serving the courts, the federal courts on the island or wherever court you can get to, because every court can actually hear your law. You just got to bring your law into there. Yes, they are corporations. That is true. Just like here. You have the maxims of law? Okay. I have the indigenous people's law for the land, air, and water, and culture, and crimes in Indian country, which includes your place too, indigenous country. Dang, I probably should find that, but I'm making workshops for that, and I'm trying to make teachable also, so you can get these. Dang, I think I spent over 82 hours on one of these courses, and so I use Westlaw and I use LexisNexis for our research at the law school. And so for me to get there, of course, you know, it costs money to get anywhere and print out things and register mail it to you. Okay, All right, then that one too. I'm glad you brought that one up too.